Welcome, Anime Lately podcast listeners and YouTube podcast watchers, to another episode of the Anime Lately podcast. I'm your host, Sam the Mega Man, and here with me are my Brotakus. Introducing first our legendary legend in the Black Clover community. He has a great love for Trigun and One Piece. The one, the legendary Divash, Miguel. And finally, our last co-host. He is the CEO of the Careful for Spoilers podcast network and the founder of the No Anime, No Life Facebook group. He has a great knowledge of movies. The great and talented James Barnes. James Barnes. How are you doing, my buddy?
Yeah, doing good. Glad to be back on the podcast for another episode. I'm actually caught up on a bunch of shit, so I'm ready to talk about some anime.
Guys,
Episode
if you're looking for our Game Master Ray Apollo, he died and went to heaven, which is called TwitchCon.
Yes, he's over there at TwitchCon, guys. He got ready. He was doing his last couple of streams, so that's why he cannot attend this week. But you'll see him back next week for episode 22. But, guys, we're doing 21 episodes of the podcast. Crazy enough, we have done already 20. That's a big milestone, small one. Can't wait to actually do 50. That's crazy. 50 episodes. I think that should be by next year, right?
It is next year, by maybe March?
January, February?
No, April. Like around March, April.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's around there. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool.
we come about there. But yeah, guys, it's been a great 20 episodes. We've having so much fun with doing these podcasts, reviews, news, network. So much talk, so much laughter into this.
Yeah.
Guys, let's start right away to our first always start in this podcast, the weekly anime watching and manga readings. Brotakus, let's start with our number one, Demon Slayer episode 25.
It sucks that we're going to get one last episode, and this episode really was beautiful because it showed the total concentration. Not like, I was trying to do it this past couple of days, and it's freaking difficult. I was like trying to hold your stomach and like hold your chest to breathe, and the most longest I could hold is 2 minutes. I try to tell myself just walk around the kitchen, walk around the go to the bathroom, kitchen, and do stuff, and just hold my stomach and just do total concentration. It's hard as hell. I don't know how those pillars do it for a whole 24/7. It's difficult.
It's mostly running, a lot of running or like jogging or pacing yourself.
Yeah,
really.
But I'm doing the basics, just regular walking from back and forth from kitchen to room, and a regular, and that's the basics. In 2 minutes I can hold. That's difficult.
That is the basics, though. It's like you have to constantly keep walking with the same pacing of inhale through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, like all day, every day. All day, every day without rest.
The crazy part is trying to do it while you're sleeping. Like, how do you do that?
How did he ask those little girls to smack him every time he stopped breathing? How did he ask him? I would have flipped out and punched them, but he did ask. I said, "Hey, quick favor, can you just every time I don't breathe the way I'm supposed to, smack me?" I'm like,
I think it kind of makes sense. It kind of means like if I snore, just hit me. Basically, it's what it practically is. Like if you breathe really heavily when you're sleeping, it just means you're snoring. So I guess it's like as long as I'm not snoring, we're good. We're good. If I am snoring, just smack me with all the. I'm wondering, like, what about the little girls? Don't they need to sleep? Like, I'm pretty sure they can't just watch him all night just so that he can practice, like, concentrate.
I have questions for those little girls, but I don't know if we're gonna get answers for them. But those girls are very suspicious. I don't know if they are human or not. I don't think so, but who the hell knows?
Is it because of the eyeballs? Is it just fat? It looks like the Tim Burton movie.
Definitely
like
their eyeballs. Definitely their eyeballs. Definitely something about them. I don't know, the weird.
It's Caroline, the button eyeballs and shit.
The Demon Slayers are their heroes, so they're just excited to see their heroes, and they like Tanjiro.
And that's true. I agree with what James just said, because remember back then when we were little kids, we would have no problem staying up at night and not sleep because we would just want to be with our parents or be with the grown-ups because, you know, we just see them as big heroes or whatever it could be. Now when we're older, we just choose to not sleep because it's our choice now. So it's just like the whole difference. And also, I love how my man Inosuke and Zensu was inspired by Tanjiro by actually improving the strength and actually getting stronger. Zensu for the wrong reasons. And Inosuke for the good reasons. Zensu is because he was jealous of how Tanjiro was being a good chick magnet, and Zensu is because he wants to actually be stronger. So I love how both of them have their own reasons, good or bad.
They only started training because Shinobu was
It's giving that motivation to
was
them.
giving them motivation.
And
That's all it was.
And I love how my man Inosuke just talks in blunts without thinking what he's gonna say. He said, "I'll rip off your breast." I was like, "Wow,
Wow.
okay, you're gonna rip off breasts? Wow." Then I see that possible. He just ripped them off, Inosuke. Just go ahead, do it.
I feel like this episode was like really great setup for what's coming up in season 2. I think episode 26 is going to be a little bit of wrap up for what might be coming with
Oh yeah,
that new demon. I'm guessing it has to be one of the 12. But we saw Tanjiro finish his training. That was really cool. We saw he was able to break the bottle with just his total concentration breathing.
was
Thought that was
amazing.
really cool. This is setting up a lot of cool stuff to happen in season 2, and I can't wait, guys.
And then we learn a little bit of history about Kone, Shinobu's successor, and we learn that she was she's a broken human being, and because when she grew up, the parents abandoned her, pretty much
I mean, they
abused,
sold her into slavery.
Yeah.
and like it just destroyed her completely. And it was thanks to Shinobu and her sister who took her in, took care of
Yeah,
her,
most definitely.
and trained her pretty much. But in a way, she's still kind of scarred where she's like kind of like a lapdog or like a guard dog in a way, where she can't make decisions for herself unless she has to flip a coin or like to make decisions for herself.
When she flipped the coin, it reminded me a lot about Two-Face from the
Batman.
Dark Knight.
I mean, it's a little different because I mean, Two-Face needs the coin in order to make any decision, whether it's good or evil. Whether with the girl, it's more about a symbol of having a choice to
Sure.
even make a decision for herself. But I thought that was really nice that we got, her backstory and pretty much seeing that she was so broken that she snapped and she just didn't feel anything anymore. You know what I mean? And being
It's
raised,
real.
yeah,
It's so real, yeah. Like I understand that completely. And then what Shinobu's older sister, like whenever if there's like a chance if it's a boy you love or you're so interested, flip this coin to see if you should like do something about it. And
and
she
obviously she's in love with
Tanjiro.
Tanjiro.
Yeah,
Hell
and
yeah. That was cute. That was adorable. Like, oh, I don't mind that cute couple. That's a very opposite thing. So I don't mind.
and what's interesting is that Tanjiro finally beats her in the
In everything.
the tea spilling, and then like,
Yeah.
nope, I'm not spilling it. Just put on your top of your head. Like, nope, I wouldn't still, but I think it counts. Technically, Zenitsu does the same thing. Where you know what, girl should not be spilled with tea. I guess he did the same thing.
And Tanjiro don't learn how to be smooth with that move. So I was like, I like this. Like this last 3-4 episodes was a nicer slice of life with training arc into it. So I was very intrigued, very entertained. So I had a good time with this episode. So I'm like James said, I can't wait to see the nice setup ending of the season and setup for the new season of the next arc. And I heard from people during Twitter say that's called the train arc. So I'm really excited for this train arc since it's
Can
train.
we talk about the sword makers
Yeah, I was
real
gonna
quick?
say that. Yeah.
Dude, like, I can't pronounce his name, but he was trying to literally kill Tanjiro, and then Inosuke broke those swords. Like, how disrespectful! That guy took his time to make 2 swords for
And
you.
this is
and
his
he
first
just
time
breaks
doing a dual weapon too.
But
And
it
like,
makes sense now why Inosuke's swords were like this, because he made them like that. Not it's because they were done before. He actually crafted them like that. But it sucks
I'm
that
a
he
little
literally.
disappointed because I was hoping they were custom made for him that way, but nah, it was
I
fine.
No,
guess-
but he literally grabbed the rock and went pa 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 boom. Okay, now it's good. Now the next one pa pa pa. Now I'm happy. I was like, damn, he literally just
he
did that
likes
in
the
front of him.
like the pointy buzzsaw kind of blades in a way. Like it gives you more of the shredding wise, but
Yeah, but you've ruined the quality of the sword. It's not going to be as
Basically-
sturdy.
Yeah.
but anime.
I don't mind.
Watch him break him sword again for this arc. Following arc.
What this group is starting to remind me of a lot is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I see my man Inosuke as Raphael, like the way he is, the way he's blunt, the way he likes to fight. I see these characters as them. So I'm just starting to see them as these characters. I could be totally wrong, but that's just how I see it in my perspective.
Okay, I could see that. And Zenitsu is Michelangelo, and Tanjiro is Leonardo.
Correct.
But who's the Donatello?
Don't know yet.
Maybe they don't have one yet.
They don't
have one yet.
They don't really necessarily need the smart one into the group.
We don't yet, but we might not get one, or who knows? So we're gonna see if that character comes to hand as a fourth group, or it's gonna be a trio the whole time.
I was kind of wondering about the Scarface guy. Like we've met him into the tournament, or not tournament, to the contest competition, the survival thing, the mean asshole dude.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna meet him again, but like we haven't seen him in so long, and we probably might not be able to.
Season 2?
Yeah, I mean, I would say save it for season 2.
Because like it just became, at the moment, if we don't see him again, he kind of became forgettable, like this entire season. Almost.
No, not really. This season was just focused on those three characters and their arcs, and what was the reason for Tanjiro and his flame in the water, and the questions about the museum. So I don't think it's forgettable. They introduced him for a reason, his attitude for a reason. He's gonna come back for probably most likely season 2. The creator planned this for one reason, and she seems like she's doing a good job because her series is still going. So let's just see where it leads to.
Speaking of which, apparently Tanjiro's ability is not the same as the fire Hashiras into the group.
Yeah,
like
there's a flame and fire. There's a difference. I'm like, I did not know there's a difference between fire and flame. There's literally the same thing to me, but okay.
Well,
So,
no,
I mean, they are the same thing. It's just how they
breathe.
Yeah.
It's just the technique that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely interesting. I want to learn even more about that, but apparently it's something even the Hashira doesn't even know about Tanjiro and his family or his ancestor or whatnot. But makes it question, like, does the founder or the master of the Hashiras know anything about it? Is another mystery into it too.
We have to see season 2 whenever that premieres and is announced.
Let's move on, guys, to Dr. Stone episode 12.
The end of the first core of Dr. Stone season 1, and it's sad. But the good thing is that we're gonna get season 2 song next week, so I'm very excited for this. So I'm very happy to see this episode. And the animation between the witch of the pond was pretty cool. I expected it to be a bit more scary like it was in the manga, because to me the manga was more scary the way it was drawn. But they did a good job with producing it. I just thought they were a bit more fearsome, but like James has said before, the anime is also sometimes PG and also science, so most likely kids will be watching this since it's also part of shonen. So, but I enjoyed this episode. It was very good, and I love the cinematography and the direction in this episode the most, because it showed the fear and the great conversation between Senku and Chrome. It shows that they're equals. One cannot work without the other. Both of them need to succeed if they want to rebuild the civilization. So I love that how Chrome and that conversation was very helpful. And Senku cinematography showing that he's actually fearful, but he has to be brave if he wants to succeed in this world. So I love that cinematography in this episode very much.
James, your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a really good episode. I love how Dr. Stone has this unique ability to give you all of this information on science and what compositions of things can make other things, and find ways to make it fun and entertaining to watch. So watching Senku and Chrome create gas masks, trying to get the sulfuric acid, and Senku explaining to everyone that when silver comes into close proximity with sulfuric acid, it'll turn black. Like, it's educating you while entertaining you at the same time. And it's so much fun to watch. Like you said, Miguel, like watching Senku and Chrome together, at this point, they need each other if they want to be successful. All of these people need each other if they want to be successful in recreating humanity to where we know it today.
Of course.
this was a great episode, great ending to the first core, and I don't know. I can't wait to see like what other hurdles they'll have to face. I can't wait to see them make the medicine for the girl's older sister. I can't remember her name.
Kohaku. But yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you guys. When it came to Chrome, he just found someone who shares his ideas, who shares his smart, who shares the same kind of what he thought was magic, but really it was science, and who shares the same knowledge, who knows more, a little bit more, much more than he does, who loves and shares and experiments with him and makes him learn something new. It's not something he wants to lose, and he doesn't want to just learn it from him through words of mouth without him. It's this next type of experience that you can only have is with someone else, not just to learn by word of mouth and learn by yourself kind of thing. And at that point, if you can't learn from the main source itself, there's no point in learning at all. If without Senku, he'll probably just keep continuing doing what he always do: collect rocks, collect materials, and just probably make pretty different colored fire if he wanted to. So there is a good brotherly bond, not as good partners between Senku and Chrome. And Senku finally sees it. He sees Chrome like Taiju. Is that his best friend, Taiju?
Correct. Taiju.
Yeah, he sees him as like the same relationship as Taiju now. And it's like, okay, I give a newfound respect for you. Someone who loves to learn about science. He's not as muscle brain, but he's also, he has the ability that wants to keep learning. He wants to know more about the world and the universe. And Senku is willing to give him all the information he needs as long as he works with him to do these stuff. So there's a good bond between them. When it comes to Kohaku and Chrome, they both share the same, like, they have the same experience. She's doing all these rebellious shit, like going against her father, doesn't want to inherit her sister from her mom's stories and stuff like that, because I don't want my sister to die. Why are you telling me this? I don't want you to die. Do not tell me this. I'll find a way to cure you, but no matter what, you are not telling me the story. You are not giving up, and you're like, the reason why, if you tell me this story, that means you give up. You are done living. You're okay dying at this moment, and you're okay with whatever you've left on is passed on to your sister. And that's just harsh.
And I can't wait for you guys to hear this 100-year story, because it's really entertaining and eventful of what you guys hear the background story of this 100-year, and it's passed down, because it all connects together between the world that first started and the way it first currently is right now. So I am excited. We should be getting into soon, because that's where the season should be ending around then. So I'm really excited.
How about the tournament arc though? What about like the fight? Is that going to be coming?
That should be
next
starting around episode 14 or 15.
Okay, is it like short?
It's going to be probably ending around 21, and then they're going to be talking about they're going to talk about the 100-year. Then that's going to probably be ending the season.
Okay, so like any like flashback kind of episodes thing. So would that be an arc in itself?
The 5th. I cannot say.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
Even though Ray's not here, I don't want to be screaming at later through the group chat saying, "Why are you spoiling stuff?" So I'd rather not say anything right now. So playing the 5th now.
Gotta give props with Ginro and his new bravery.
Oh yeah, that's very true. That's going heads to here too.
What's funny, he's got what he wanted. He's supposed to be like, all right, I'm inspiration. Next thing you know, he's like, all right, I'm too scared. I don't want to fight the witch. The sulfuric acid is what's scaring the hell out of me. But the old man was able to help inspiring him to, you have to face it's okay to be afraid. It's good to have fear, because that way you'll be more cautious. You'll be able to be more aware of your surroundings and all the dangers around you. But just know that you have to face through your fears in order for you to get stronger in life.
Yeah.
Good inspiration. And he just happened to make a third gas mask. Oh, I just happened to make an extra one right here. I'm just
by accident.
Right here.
I'm going to leave it here just for anybody to grab it if they want to do something with it. That was just so anime plot right there, and it was so enjoyable. I love it. Like, that's part of the story, and it was a great comedic joke.
Yeah. Good episode. Next episode. I'm sorry, not next episode. Next anime. Fire Force episode 11.
Fire Force. But let's stick with the news first. Fire Force, that guys is going to be taking a break for 2 weeks Fire Force 12 and 13 will not be dropped until February. February.
October.
Woo,
Whoa,
woo,
whoa, whoa,
woo.
whoa, whoa. No,
October
we can't handle
11th.
it.
October 11th.
And this
Sorry.
is why I just read the manga because I hate this hiatus shit. I can't wait. I can't.
But at first I found the weird. I'm like, why are they taking a break if it's not other anime? But then it's because we forget anime in Japan is broadcast like for us in the TV shows.
Mhm.
So they take a break if a sports, the World Cup is happening,
Mhm.
but they're still going to be streamed in worldwide in Netflix or other streaming. For them, they broadcast in the actual network for them. And right now there's a tournament or a World Cup, something like that going on for
Something
them.
like that, yeah.
So that's why Fire Force in the break. But overall, episode 11 was really good. Hell entertaining.
It's gonna be rough when it comes to the 2020 Olympics. Be like, oh no, who's getting delays? Who's getting pushed? Or are we getting any animes for the summer, following summer that's coming up?
But yeah, episode 11 was very good. What did you think, James? Since you read the manga, what did you think of episode 11? Was it a good adaptation?
Yeah, I thought they adapted the backstory to Company 8 really well.
Mm.
I felt like they really adapted, showing you that a lot of these other fire companies, they're in it for different reasons. You know what I mean? And they created Company 8 because they wanted to show compassion to these infernals and they wanted to truly set them to rest and not just murdering them just to get points and just to get ranks within, you know, the fire force.
That was
So
messed up.
I found it to be really cruel when I found out like, oh, about the point system and stuff like, and then you've learned that it's something about promotions and upgrades and stuff like that, which is really cruel. And they said it out loud in front of the wife of the infernal.
Yeah, in front of everyone.
Does the Company 3 still exist? Those people, do you know, James? Have you met those characters already again?
I
Or
can
you?
neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
So
I mean, we met the captain, the mask dude guy, or owl face mask guy.
Yeah, it's true. But Benny Marl was great. Benny Marl in this episode was great. At first, I didn't like him, but the way he approaches stuff, and now I understand why he's so selfless and why he cares about these people and he don't try to connect with them is because sooner or later he has to end their lives, and that's something that's very meaningful. Which now I understand. By the end of the episode, I was like, wow, he has a big total responsibility to hold on top of him for him to do this. Then.
yeah,
I mean,
they all look up to him as someone who is there to put them to rest to make sure that they don't hurt anyone else. You know what I mean? And like you said beautifully, dude, like he doesn't want to get too close to them because eventually he'll have to put them down. And I like the fact that he's not with the politics of the rest of the other companies because he knows that some of them are really just full of shit. And he's actually doing something meaningful for these people, and he doesn't want to be involved. So I love him.
but I feel it's such a heavy burden that's been put onto him, though. Like, I know he's like kind of like the master of his own village or town and stuff, and it's his responsibility to put them all to rest. But what happens when you're forced to have to put all rest to every single one of the people in your village? At that point, it's like you're the only one left. You're gonna be left alone by the time it's all over. And
I just think you're overthinking it there. Like I don't
I
think
mean,
that was
it feels like
I don't think that's gonna
another.
happen to the whole village. I don't think everybody's gonna turn to Inferno at the same time, something like that. It just depends of how far the story goes, or depends of how the Renegade, I think it's called, right, James? The Renegade?
What?
The evangelist.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
evangelist, yeah.
yeah. It just depends of how far they go, and also pretty enjoying this origin story of Squad 8. But I wanted more of the Evangelions. I wanted more of his brother, because the blue ball scene of his brother smiling at the end, I wanted more of that. Like, what's he gonna do? How strong is this commander of himself? He looks so small, but is he that powerful, or is he just a figure? I want to know more about him.
Yeah, that's good storytelling, bro. They give you the tease and then they make you wait. Like it wouldn't
I
make sense if
know,
they just give it to you right away.
I know,
Like you
but
have
it's
to
just,
build anticipation.
but with this anime taking just 2 week break, it makes me want to just touch the manga. I'm like, come on, I'd
Maybe you
rather
should.
give. No, I have to stay true to the anime reaction. I have to be there. Like, I have to give it very authentic, like I did for Demon Slayer and Fire Force. I have to continue it as much as I want to just go to mangalist.com and read it. Oh,
You know my situation. If I were to read the manga, I'm not gonna give the same reaction when I'm
Yeah,
coming
you
to
won't.
watch
So
the
please
anime.
don't. For you,
Yeah,
Sam,
that's fair.
just state yourself right there. Just read your other 2,000 mangas.
But then I can't do anything about the Attack on Titan. I'm already ahead. I already know what's going on and some crazy shit. So I can't
True.
I can't do anything about the manga part. I can't do anything about the anime part.
So
But
another thing that I wanted to mention was, so you guys, anime watchers, has finally found out that Benimaru is the first like
Duel.
compound fire soldier that we've ever seen.
Mhm.
So he is both a third generation
Mhm.
pyrokinetic and he's a flame manipulator. Boom.
Question about that. So second generation is that you could control fire. Third is that you can make fire of your own. What's the first generation?
Humans, just people.
Just people then?
Yeah, like no powers, no abilities, no nothing.
Okay. Cool question then, James. Is there a fourth generation that we will ever come to see, or do you play the fifth as well there?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
I love how he says the same now all the time. And me, I play the fifth all the time. So I love how he just continues the same now. But okay, so I was curious. So he's the dual, and so that's why he has those two different eyes, right? They just didn't really confirm why he has the two different eyes, but that's a possibility why he has two different eyes, right?
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the two different eyes. He's just unique that way.
Okay. But that's pretty dope of how he controlled those flower torpedoes type of things were pretty dope. Like the way he just grabbed that and
The
shot them.
Matois?
Yeah, the Matoys. He just grabbed and shot them. I'm like, yeah, that's freaking some dope ass moves.
Well, he is the strongest Fire Force soldier. The proclaimed strongest Fire Force soldier.
To his knowledge, sure.
I want to see how does he go toe to toe against Division 1, because the way he just literally took a step against Shinra when it just knocked him out. So I want to see that fight. Do they ever fight? I don't know. Will James answer? No, he won't. So
I
we won't
won't.
know.
That'll be a good fight to watch.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's do a quick recap of what else we've been watching and what else we've been reading. James, after you.
Yeah, so I have been watching. I'm finally caught up on Vinland Saga. I have been loving this. I love Askeladd. Askeladd might actually be my favorite character right now.
Sorry,
because-
guys. Let's talk about Vinland Saga episode 11. I guess I forgot to. We've all watched this and we want to review this. And James, you're finally just caught up, and we want to hear all your thoughts.
But is he your favorite because of his speeches? Because that's why he's my favorite character. His speeches are amazing.
It's everything, dude. It's the way he portrays himself, it's the speeches, the way that he cares for Thorfinn, but acts like he doesn't and acts like he's throwing him into these dangerous situations.
Yeah.
When Thorfinn might actually be one of the top people that he trusts out of anyone, which is such a weird relationship, but I love it. Thorkill is absolutely fucking insanely awesome.
Love Thorkill.
Like the way he kills is like he said it to Thorfinn. The only person that I would say is stronger than me is your father. And I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. He's so badass. He's just having so much fun. And I can't wait for round 2 of Thorfinn versus Thorkill. It's gonna be sick.
It gives him so much potential. That means one day Thorfinn will be stronger than Thorkill because of his father's ability.
Yep, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait.
What I'm hoping for by episode maybe 13 or 14, what I'm waiting for, that should be the big fight of probably the season. Askeladd versus Thorkill. I want to see some skills from Askeladd and Thorkill doing some throwing trees or ranches or whatever the hell he grabs out of his reach, or throwing the whole axe. And I can't wait to see that, because Thorkill, he has 2 fingers lost and he's still throwing trees and freaking branches out of nowhere. Like, what the hell?
He still has his thumb, so he can grab shit.
He can still grip. He can grip still.
He can grip, but damn.
And his other hand is still good. He has all 5 fingers in there.
Like, yep. I understood Vikings in the stories that were like giants, were like freaking dudes on steroids. But the way Thorkill is built and animated, and I've seen some panels in the manga, he's like a Hulk back in the past of a Viking. The way he talks and he just loves fighting, and the way he speaks, like, I'm just bored. I just need to do this.
It comes to the point where Dorfin should count himself lucky. He just got his arm dislocated and his back pain. At least that can heal. That can get his place back in. But he's not. But with Dorkill, he's not getting his fingers back. And he doesn't really care. He's like, "Oh right, I can't wait to die." This is his entire war in every battle. It's just like, "Oh right, okay, yeah, you can take the prince back, but you have to be ready for your final war. You have to ready to say your prayers. Cause you gonna give me the good fight." You self-proclaim you have 2,000 men in your army, but really it's 400. Like, I would have loved 2,000. Like, nope, not gonna happen. And you learn about their religion. That was actually the cool part too.
Before that, I just want to quick shout out to the animation. The animation of the smoke and the fire was amazing. The smoke of the fire was what really shocked me the most. Because usually most shots in the side of animation for smoke is just clear shots of just smoke. And this, what studio really went in and actually made it seem real. They actually seen like a wildfire in the forest and actually smoked it. And I'm like, yo, props to this, because I felt like I was watching real smoke. Like, that was some props to animation from Wood Studio.
I mean, they are the same studios that used to do Attack on Titan. So.
Of course. I just want to give the props to Wit about smoke, like of how great it looks. Because in this year, we have a lot of fire animation and smoke, so you could really see the difference of which studio does it look good, better, or not. But which studio did a great job in that, so I was trying to give a quick shout out for that.
And then, okay, talking about the religion into the courses, these Vikings, they don't care if they die in battle, because if they die gloriously in battle, they get an angel or a Valkyrie woman come down, pick them up just to
bring them to Valhalla. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, they act and they fight like the gods they worship, the Norse gods, Thor, Odin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I mean, the Valkyries wouldn't take them there. The Valkyries are their own warriors, but they would be taken to Valhalla and live forever with all of the fallen warriors. And I love that stuff. And them cracking on Christianity and all that stuff, like
make fun of Jesus. Like, he's like too skinny. He can't even fight any of us.
And then after the priest said, "Do you believe in God or do you believe in our religion?" He said, "Whichever one made booze." I was like, wow. The priest really fell way down for him to say that. Like, wow, he really just gave up. Or
what's so crazy is the prince is still faithful in his religion. He's the only one that still doesn't talk. He just had his head down with the helmet, be like, I still trust my God. I'm still praying.
I figured the prince was going to be androgynous. I figured.
Like, we know that religion can be a powerful thing, especially for armies. It gives them motivation and hope. Even if they die in battle, they'll go to heaven because they've done what they need to. They've done what they did.
Yeah.
Protect what they wanted to. Protect people. Fought what they thought was right, and it can be a powerful brainwashing kind of mechanism being done. So I don't blame them that both sides don't like each other's religions or whoever has the right one. It doesn't matter, as long as you're fighting in battle and you're doing really well and you live and you win the battle. That's all that matters. But apparently a lot of the men were confused, and the Vikings were confused at the time when they see very clean long hair of Prince Canute.
So from my assumption, he's a man.
He's a man.
That's what I was saying. He's just androgynous.
Okay, so I was just there, and I was like, okay, he's definitely a man. So
definitely a guy, but just he could look like a woman too.
Yeah, but it's because a lot of people back in the Viking days, and also if you have seen How to Train Your Dragon, a lot of the men used to also do long hair, dreadlocks, stuff like that. So it makes sense why people would, like James said, get confused of what you'd see. A long hair, it could be a man, but it's actually a woman, or it's a woman, but it could be a man. So that's why back then these Vikings got confused and were priceless face reaction, and that I love, and it was really enjoyable to watch.
What's interesting to me was apparently his father, the King England, I think King of England, didn't really do much of anything. Have tried to help and get his son back, and Ashgalad just played it like cool and be like, oh yeah, we just saved the prince just for the king because he's gonna give us the most money in ransom.
But even though
the prince's his second hand, or his right-hand man guy. I was like, I don't like your sketchy hand because you killed some of my men in the army, but I appreciate what you've done to save the prince, so you will be rewarded because of that. So his plan worked. The sketchiness of this stuff like that.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they would have lost more men if they didn't do it because
That's true.
Thorkill didn't kill the rest of them because he couldn't find them in the smoke.
Mhm.
So he should be thankful that he only lost some after
Yeah.
Thorkill already killed like 100 of them.
But what's
No.
so insane was that he was like, yo, we have to retreat. We got the prince. We have to retreat. We have to run for it. But Dorkill, antagonized all of them. Be like, oh, you gotta be like little babies. You come all the way here that you can fight and stuff like that. You're not giving me a fight.
Of course, the guy said, "We cannot be cowards. We aren't cowards. We cannot go back like that. We have to be warriors." I'm like, "Yeah, I fell for you, idiots."
Yep, that's
Nope,
what they were counting on.
definitely. Oh well.
They have not seen what Dorkill can do when they just go in there thinking they can fight him. You are a crazy man. Not
Definitely.
even Ashkelad knew, even if the 100 people joined the 400 and make it an even, it was still not going to be a fair fight. He
Hell
even
yeah.
see that Dorkel alone would have taken the entire 500 men down. So it was crazy good plan from Ashkelad, and knowing the story, Dorfin knowing more about his father through Dorkel in a way.
I was hoping for him to say this one thing. I was not disappointed. This just me as a fan. Maybe I just put too much conclusion, assumption, or I'm trying to theorize in my head. I was hoping for Turkey to say, "Hey, I am your father's Thor's brother. I am your uncle." I was hoping for something like that.
He
I was
just
hoping.
went straight up like, "Is your mother Helga?" I was like, "Wait, how do you know my mother?" It's like,
So I was waiting for that, "Hey, I'm your uncle," but maybe that's gonna be discussed more down the line, or maybe it could be totally wrong, or maybe I put too many thoughts in my head. But who knows?
I mean, who knows, dude? But I mean, again, that's just good storytelling. Don't blow your whole load all at once. It's like, oh, you've planted the seed. Obviously, Thorkill knew about Thor's life after he left the military. So
Yeah,
what else does he know? Just planting those seeds, and you'll get more eventually. That's just good storytelling.
agree.
yep. Don't give us any more than that, because if you gave us the entire story, it just shows that he's gonna die pretty soon, because he won't be an important character anymore. They would have just cut him off afterwards after he spilled all the beans and stuff like that.
Agree.
All right, guys. Now let's finally give us our quick recap of what's been going on, of what we've been watching, what other mangas we've been reading.
All right. James, like you were about to start. What have you been watching?
Yeah, so besides Vinland Saga, I started Astra Lost in Space finally, and
Nice.
it's amazing. I mean,
That's
the
great.
first shot is Ares just floating in space. She just wakes up and she's floating in space.
It
I'm like,
reminded
oh, this
me
is
of
fucked
that
up.
movie, Gravity. I think it was
Yeah,
called. Yeah, it reminded
yeah.
me of Gravity.
Yeah, it
And
reminded me a lot. And I love all of these kids. They all have their own unique attributes. They all bring something to the table,
Mhm.
and they work really good as a team when they actually try to. Kanata is a great leader.
Mhm.
He is,
Motivation. He reminds me of Kamina from Gurren Lagann, actually.
yeah, he's very motivational. He is what you want from a shonen character in a leader,
Mhm.
and it's so much fun to watch, and I love it. I love space, so, and it does it really well, and the animation's incredible too. So
Oh yeah.
give me more.
And it's amazing that they're all kids. They're not grown adults and stuff. These kids knows even medical stuff. They know, one of them know how to shoot a gun. The other one is more athletic. The girl actually has photographic memories.
Yeah,
So much, everybody within these kids have a special ability. They're a prodigy for something. One is a musician and one is a singer and that sort of thing. It's cool. It's actually really good.
yeah. I've also been watching Isekai Cheat Magician.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure Ray would be do the same thing when he listens to this part. But yeah,
They'd be like, "Oh,
Just
what is
saw.
that show? Trash? Oh, wait, you're
No,
sleeping on
it's
it."
actually good. But episode 12 was really good. It was a good season finale. Taichi receives his full power. He finally gets the full form of his elemental. I won't go into any more details about that. I don't want to spoil it for everyone. But watching Taichi fight, I love watching him fight. Again, he's another great shonen character that I like watching. Um, we finally get to see more of the actual antagonists of the series so far. So that was really cool. So I hope it gets a season 2, and if it doesn't, I'll be reading the manga. But I think it deserves a season 2. It's fun, it's full of action, it's full of lore. But I've seen better anime not get a season 2, so if it doesn't, I won't be surprised. But
I
I'll
am
keep
still
reading it.
watching Secret Cheat Magician 2. I didn't see the last episode, but I keep getting confused of who is really the antagonist here. Is it from the brothers' army, or was it from that woman that
So you
apparently
get
was
it
in
in
the
this episode.
company? I'm like, it was kind of confusing throughout the entire season. Like, so who was really the antagonist? Since you have him fighting the magician dude again. Apparently, he ends up being cool with him, and
Oh.
the fighting what the battle crazy fighting woman apparently becomes cool with him as well. And
Oh.
it gets pretty confusing of who's the real antagonist into this.
Well, that's the thing. They never tell you until episode 12. Like,
Wow.
there's nothing in any of the other episodes that tell you anything about who the antagonist is
Mhm.
until this episode, and they tell you pretty much everything you need to know to be set up for what's to come.
Okay.
For me, I'm behind 6 episodes of True Magician. So maybe I'll get 6 episodes done and get my full thoughts on it because I'm so lost of what they were talking about. So I'll give my full thoughts on it next week because I'm behind 6 episodes of True Magician. Wow.
Yeah, it's not like the greatest isekai you'll ever see.
Mm-mm.
It's not That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. It's not
Ooh.
Shield Hero, but
Mm.
it's definitely better than Wise Man's Grandchild.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
it's just fun to watch. It's a nice 12 episodes that you can just binge and watch a super OP shonen character. That's a lot of fun to watch with some magic and all that stuff. It's just fun, and I like it.
Cool.
What else?
That's all I've been watching. Reading, I am reading Spy Family. I'm on chapter 6 right now. It is so much fun. It's so cute. I love all of the characters. The little girl Anya is amazing. I love the assassin woman. I love Twilight as a spy. They are amazing together as this really weird family that
Yeah,
shouldn't work, but it does work. Like, it's so much fun to read, dude.
I love I'm so happy finally I got some to discuss Spy Family with bi-weekly since Spy Family comes out bi-weekly, so the next chapter will be in October 6th. So I'm excited and sad, but I'm so happy to know that you actually like the characters, you actually the story. At first, Anya was my favorite character, but now we're seeing chapter 14 that I'm caught up to. The new chapter just came out. Spy Family continues to be good. Twilight, we met the uncle of Anya, meaning the mom's brother, and it's so twists and turns that as a shonen story, you should have seen it coming, but seeing the way it's played out, it's done so well. And I love Twilight, the way he does his disguise. Hopefully, we get to see how he does his disguise. Is there some type of machine for it? Because I really want to see how he's so good at disguises and so quick with it. It's amazing. Twilight as a character is my favorite, but Anya's close second because she's adorable. Her reactions to her parents, it's like, I love you guys, but I can read your minds. Wait, spy, assassin? Oh my god, this is so dope. This is the best action I could have because I see a TV show and I see my real parents of it. It's amazing.
It's not a real spoiler, but one panel that I thought was really funny. They're doing the interview at the academy, and they ask her, "What do your parents do for work?" And she's like, "Oh, he's a spy psychiatrist." I thought it was hilarious.
I
Dude.
love that because the thing is that she forgets of what's real and not that she could say. So I love that. Like she like, oh, I was just about to say what my parents are. I'm like, and your parents don't even know of each other. So it's cute how each of them have their own secret. It's adorable and it works so well. Just like you said, it's a family that's not supposed to work, but somehow it works so well because each of them have their own goal. A daughter that wants a family, a dad that wants to save the world and the nations, and a mom that doesn't want to get in trouble because she wants to keep her assassin job. It's a beautiful family that's somehow not supposed to work and it works so beautifully.
Yeah, the easiest way to explain this is it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith with a kid that's telepathic, and it's a manga. Boom.
Perfect way to explain it. Right there, Sam. He just gave you your hook.
Yeah, so if that doesn't make you excited, then it's probably not for you. But it's so much fun. It's so cute, and like I just keep turning pages. It's just so much fun to read.
It is. That's how it got me hooked and binge to read. And I made myself that I just started to read, what's it called? Mission Yazakura Family. There's two spy series in Shonen Jump that then I realized. This is the second one. Spy Family came out first, and Mission Yazakura Family came out this end of August, and is with 5 chapters, and it's very similar to Spy Family, but with an actual family. But for you to live, you have to marry one of the household, and after that, you have to be trained to be a spy. But this spy in this world is more open and is more public, so people know they're spy. And which is the most crazy shit is that these spies use social media. How the hell are you a spy and use social media?
I mean,
This
that's
so
what everything is. Everyone puts their entire life on social media. So
it's crazy, but this manga is written. I'm only on chapter 2 right now, so by next week I should be caught up and talk about it more and have a better review about it. But so far, with 2 chapters in, I'm enjoying it. Each character has their own abilities, and they're also abnormal humans. So each of them have their own super strength, technology, special skills of guns. So it's pretty cool. And one brother has a really obsession with his sister, but it's because he wants to protect her because she's the household. Uh, like she's the face of the household. So if she dies, the whole lineage dies. So she cannot be the next one to produce kids and then continue the lineage. So this manga is only 2 chapters in so far, and I'm really intrigued so far. Still like Spy Family more though.
So I actually just bookmarked that that manga today. It's 5 chapters. The 5th chapter came out on September 20th. So 5 days from this recording. So I mean, I'm gonna jump into it and I'll be caught up by the next time we do the podcast. So
Perfect.
we can review it on the podcast. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Like we could review 2 spy sterilization from Shonen Jump official. So I can't wait to talk
Yeah.
about it. It's great. 2 mangas to talk about. And I just started Boruto official as well. The Boruto reading it from chapter 1. So me and Sam, maybe we will be having a review out on the channel to
Sure.
see if we could start to do monthly, since for me and Sam, we both grew up with Naruto. And maybe if me myself like Boruto that much, then maybe me and Sam could cover the series in a monthly way, because I keep hearing each chapter that comes out now of Boruto's a bang, right,
I
Sam?
do recommend it, Boruto the manga series, not the anime. Guys, do not watch Boruto the anime. Read the manga.
Don't watch the anime until the series gets cut up to where the manga is. Then you can watch the anime. But
We
right
don't
now,
even
don't.
know when that will even happen. There's so much filler in between. They literally might have a whole entire year of fillers, the same way
Seriously?
they
Yeah,
might do it the same
yeah,
way.
James. They've been doing fillers since episode 65 of Naruto versus Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki.
Think about the um everybody in the trance illusion and having their own world episodes kind of thing. That's what's going on in Boruto right now.
That's ridiculous, dude.
But
Yeah.
that's why I want to read it, so me and Sam could cover it on the channel and see how good it's, because each chapter is like Jungle Book Super, that long, but it's very in-depth and very good. So me and Sam wants to discuss it. Maybe if I get to finish it by this Saturday, maybe me and Sam could work on a video and talk about it and have a review out. So I'm
For
very
sure.
excited. I have to catch up to then 38 chapters, so that's much shorter than Super. So I'm just actually in chronological order, so I'm very excited for it. But other than that, that's all I'm reading. Did not do Jujutsu Kaisen this week because I was busy with work. But other than that, I'm excited to read next week.
All right, my turn. Manga series. I've read the latest new chapter of Black Lagoon, that came back after 1 year. The manga series, and I'm still looking forward. I'm still hoping there is a season 3 for the anime. It's been 8 years now since the movie.
Yeah.
It's great. No, Black Lagoon is great. It's from actually the same people who helped back up Trigon. Would that help interest you now, Miguel? I'm serious. It is actually the same kind of people that did Trigun.
You spoke the magical words.
It is.
You said the name series that.
And I keep
shall be
telling
named.
you to watch this. I can't believe I have to say Trigun to help me to watch this anime. And it's that good. It's the comedy, the action in this, the good looking women and the badass crazy woman that's in this. You might actually really like this.
You're saying a lot of ecchi shots that I will
No,
get
they're
involved
not.
in.
They're not ecchi shots. They are good-looking women in like their like sexiest, most intense action in them. Literally, when they're
Wow.
shooting guns, they're killing their enemies. They look sexy as hell.
Wow, okay, definitely will keep that on the list and definitely add it to the top list, maybe number 10 list, but we'll get there.
Recommend both sub and dub. Dub actually is really good for this anime too.
I'll look
Cool.
the time for you.
Yeah, you watch it on Hulu. But yeah, besides Black Lagoon, I've also watched. I'm sorry, I also read Goblin Slayer news chapter. It looked great. It was actually really cool.
What chapter are they on right now?
I think it's up to chapter 40. Yeah, it's
Oh, okay. It's not that far
Yeah,
ahead.
40.
Yeah, is that far ahead? Is that monthly or is that weekly?
it's monthly actually. Yeah.
that's
makes
why.
sense. Makes sense. Oh, okay, maybe one day if I'm bored, I will pick that up and read it for myself.
Yeah,
Probably not.
I definitely recommend it because like
Just like that, I'm good.
it's different from the anime because the art style for the manga is so much more well detailed and it's a lot more badass and cool. It is a manga series based on Dungeons and Dragons, but you would never thought about doing these stuff in Dungeons and Dragons or in real life in situation stuff where we've watched the anime where all right, no smoke, no fire, no poison, no nothing. Okay, no problem. I'll think of a new way to kill them, and it's insane. He's very creative, and he's whatever fine. It's like if he reads a contract, whatever fine print he finds, he will find a loophole. That's how crazy he is when it comes to killing goblins. He does not care. He will find a loophole. Man, it's really good, and it's setting up for the next arc, and it's cool. I'm dead ass hook all over again, even though it's like monthly or like bi-monthly kind of update chapters. It's great. I love it.
Cool.
For anime, I finished Magical Senpai. It's okay, not the greatest.
Yeah, I kind of dropped that. So
Yeah, it's really just the ecchi stuff, really. Also finish. It was for my daughter. Even defeat the demon lord. Good wholesomeness.
I need to get onto that.
Me
I've
too,
only seen the first 2 episodes.
I
need
only
to
say
finish.
like if you're having a really bad day or a long hard day, harsh day, whatnot, just tune into that anime, and you'll be healed. Your entire whole fatigue will be healed after watching episodes of it. Yeah, and me and Miguel have finished Caroled on Tuesday.
Yes.
Last Tuesday, and it was great. I love the music into this anime. It's really good, really addicted.
Number one song still is Loneliness Girl and definitely Moving Mountains. Those are my two, I could say, out of the 12 songs. I have listened to them on repeat since we finished the 12 episodes core. And I'm definitely enjoying it. And hopefully you guys watch the videos when they drop. And hopefully you guys are entertained by them.
Actually, my number one is Light the Fire in this album, and number two is Loneliest Girl, because I'm hooked. Like these songs, the first moment we've heard it, we got shook. We were shivered. I got some goosebumps from that listening to the first time from the anime, and it was great. These songs are amazing. So much talent, so much work was put into these music, and it's great. Definitely recommend it. It's on Netflix. The first part it's there for first 12 episode. Second part should be much later, but guys, we are going to watch that, review it, live reaction, anything. We're gonna do all for that. That's that good.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, guys, let's move on to our news. Pokemon Sword and Shield game revealed its new Pokemon Sirfetch'd.
Can't believe they actually did this. Somehow they brought back the boy Sirfetch'd. They brought him back, and somehow with a bigger scallion and with a different look.
But the shield, they gave him a shield.
I can't believe they did it. Like somehow they made him, and people within seconds made him into a meme, made him into GIFs, it was just like, wow. I love social media, good and bad, and entertaining. It's just wow.
The Pokédex information about him was actually pretty interesting, but also kind of funny. Like, he is a noble Farfetch after many battles. After he goes through many battles, and after his swords or his what is that thing? The sword thing? That's like a what was
Like a
it?
scallion?
The scallion. Yeah, after his scallion breaks, it's when he finally retires. I was like, okay, that's pretty specific.
I do like the shield though. I think the shield's cool.
Yeah, definitely the shield is fun.
The shield's cool, and the special attack that they show you in the trailer, I think it looks cool.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna definitely get the one with the scallion as a sword. I'm gonna definitely get down because that one just looks like he has to be in my 6, no matter what. I won't play him on stream. I'm sorry guys, but he might be sucking, but he's gonna be on my 6. He has to be.
he is a knight. He is Sirfetch'd. He was royalty. Well, not royalty. He is a knight of royal guards right now.
So I'm
So
like, oh well, too bad. He's entertaining. I had a lot of fun with him and his character, so this is definitely enjoyable. With how much he looks and how much the internet put so many memes on him already, so
I mean,
definitely
it's
having a
funny.
good
No
time.
one really asked for it. We knew during the first generation, not a lot of Pokemon evolve. And then after 8 generations or 9 generations, okay, now these first generation Pokemons can evolve again. I was like, is it really necessary? You couldn't, I guess all the ideas of creating new Pokemon just kind of ran out. And so you just go back to the first generation, whichever don't evolve, we're giving them an evolution.
I mean, it's just another way to expand the story. So
True.
Yeah, agreed.
True. I mean, it still looks good. I mean, it's funny, but it still looks pretty good. Let's move on to Netflix is putting out a new original anime released on October 3rd called Seis Manos.
I'm pretty I saw the trailer and the trailer was really good. And I don't know if it's zombies, vampires, can't tell the difference, but it's made by Powerhouse Studio and in collaboration with this media as well. So
Mhm.
it's a manga adaptation with Powerhouse Studio doing the adaptation, who has done Castlevania as well, a anime inspired. So I'm very curious to see how this Seis Manos is, because also is the townspeople is in Mexico. So I'm really curious to see how it goes. So they have Spanish actors and everything. And also there's karate. So I'm like, cool. Vampires / zombies with versus karate. Definitely got me in. And Spanish culture definitely got my side hooked too. So I want to see more of this.
I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, the synopsis is it's time for magical Mexican martial arts mayhem with a cast including Danny Trejo, aka Machete, and Mike Coulter. And it comes out next week on October 3rd. Honestly, watching the trailer, looks really interesting. It reminds me of Castlevania, actually, like the
Oh yeah,
whole
with that.
animation and the
Yep.
blood and the violence into it. It is pretty cool. I'm definitely all for it. How about you, James?
yeah, I mean, I think it looks cool. I've watched the trailer like 5 times at this point. I think it looks cool. Maybe I need to see a couple more episodes because Mike Coulter as a voicing this character isn't really working for me. I don't know what it is exactly, but I mean, it looks interesting. I'll give it a shot. I don't really know what they're fighting exactly, but I'm
Agree.
sure we'll get more with another trailer and we'll get more footage when it actually drops. So I mean, it's October 3rd. I mean, it's right there, so I'll check it out for sure.
And plus, I
Just
want to
just
see
in time
how
for Halloween, actually.
that too. And also, I want to see how Machete sounds in this. And who's he playing? He better be playing some badass dude. And hopefully, he curses or say the word Machete somewhere or another. He better say that word.
I feel like he's gonna play the villain into this animated show.
In some of his movies, he's been the good guy. So it could be it could be a flip toss
You
of
can,
where he goes.
yeah, why not? And like these monsters, they look like chupacabras, like some kind of mutated humans of chupacabras that's also cannibals.
Yeah, and
Who knows?
some of them throw up for eating the other humans. I don't know. So that's pretty interesting. So I want to see more. I'm good.
All right, let's move on. Makoto Shinkai's Weather With You, Promare, and Konosuba, God's Blessing of This Wonderful World, will be getting a 4D theater screening, mainly because each of these movies have made a lot of money. Wuthering with You have made over $15 million USD. Promare has made over $11 million, not including its earnings from last week in the US theaters, which did really well. And Konosuba's God's Blessing on This Wonderful World has made $4.72 million. Honestly, it's great.
Yeah, this only makes sense. I mean, I wish I got to see Super in 4DX. I love 4DX. It is a completely different immersive experience that I think it is only right to have an anime in 4DX. Again, Super would be insane experiencing that in 4DX. I can think of the scene where they pretty much break into like another reality, into another
Oh yeah,
that would be
they broke the
sick
whole
in
dimension.
4DX.
Well, me and Miguel saw Super in IMAX, like 4D IMAX.
I thought we saw in Dolby.
Dolby, okay, yeah, Dolby, and
That was amazing.
it was
Super
amazing.
was in Dolby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was Dolby in only one screening in one time of the whole week. So we went at 11 a.m. that time. So we went, hey, let's just get up early and just go watch it. So we
It
went
was
at that
also the first screening of the movies in the first day as well.
Nice.
So, but it was nice and to see in Dolby. And I've never seen 4D, so I don't know. But also to kind of collude with this topic as well, it's not on the show notes, but Animeplex and Plus Funimation just made a deal to license more movies in the US with more anime movies. So I'm very curious to see if this is more of what they're going for, more movies like 4D, more movies that come here much longer, because Animeplex has licensed a lot of movies here in the US that are not done by Funimation. And plus, for Sony to do this for both, I'm very intrigued to know where they're going with this route and what is to come for the future. Because this deal is for, I think, 4 years or more or much longer. So I'm ready to see what they're gonna do, and hopefully they put out more movies that are not only just at one time, but also could be seen 3D, could be seen 4D. Because I've never experienced 4D, and like James said, maybe I want to experience Dragon Ball Super in 4D. I want to experience some
It's
weird
pretty dope,
colors
dude.
in the whole theater and just have my chair flying.
Yeah. But definitely for sure, I wouldn't mind having a more Dolby's, more 4D theater screenings. But also, number one, hope they do is add more days so that they can have it up on theaters. So that way anybody can have the chance to be able to watch.
Agreed.
Just like Promare, they added a couple more days in selective theaters to show the movie, and it was fantastic. It was great. Me and Miguel watched it twice now, and we were fully enjoyed this movie. Love the dub version. And right now, it's when it comes to the partnership between G Kids and Funimation, it was bound to happen, especially when Funimation was the one that sponsored.
Animeplex.
I'm sorry, Anyplex. Funimation was the one that licensed Dragon Ball Super movie, and Dragon Ball Super was in theaters for 2 months, 3 months.
Oh, for real? It was in that long?
No,
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Super was
not
there
3
for
months.
a week.
No, more than a week. I know for a
It was
month.
at least like 3 weeks to a month. For
Yeah,
sure.
like a month for
What?
sure. Yeah, it was. We were watching a different movie during that time, but yeah, like we saw it, we were surprised too. We actually thought it was just for 1 week, and that's usually what Super Dragon Ball movie is. It only lasts for 1 week or 2 weeks, and all the tickets get sold out right away, and you never get the chance to be able to watch it in theaters.
I mean, it's good marketing too. You sell out all the dates immediately because people know you can only see it for a limited time. And then it's like, oh, we added more dates because everyone loves it so much. It's
Of
great
course.
marketing.
Yeah, it's fantastic marketing. Like My Hero Academia was the same thing too. They added a couple more days for more screenings of both sub and dub, and then they got more money for it, which helped backed up the second movie for My Hero Academia. But yeah, if they know that for sure they're gonna make a couple $1 million, they will give you a 4D theater experience of it. I actually want to ask though, like for 4D theater screenings, I know once the DVD comes in, you don't get the whole. Do you get the 4D like watching things at your
Well,
own home?
it's no, that's it. I mean, I don't want to say it's not possible, but you would need the chair that moves and automates the smoke
Oh,
machines, the
oh.
water machines. Yeah,
Mhm.
there's no way.
Yeah, like
Because
me.
that's what 4DX is.
Yeah,
It moves like you're in like in a universal ride. If
yeah,
it's
is that.
like cloudy and foggy, the entire room would fill with smoke. If it's raining, it's actually raining. So
That's actually pretty cool. Like I remember I've been on 4D rides like in like Universal Studios or like Disney World, like with Terminator in that sort of way. But to see that in theaters, that's
yeah, I
kind of
saw Godzilla in 4DX. It was insane, dude. It's insane.
I definitely wouldn't mind watching Promare in 4D.
That
Whether
would have
with
been nice. Very crazy colors and everything went around. But yeah,
it'd be
I'm very
some
excited for this 4D. I'm very glad that Anime Studios, and Plus Funimation are doing this and plus a 4D for more movies as fans to experience more, not just sitting in our couch or bed or desk watching anime, but go to the theater to actually experience something different. So I'm very happy that they're including this and plus giving us fans more of a movie going experience like we like to have.
Yep, definitely for sure. Let's move on to the next news. Anime Fest at Anime New York Comic Con hosts Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworlds anime's North America premiere. Plus, Haruka Tomatsu will be doing the opening theme song for the series. So
Nice.
usually Lisa is the one that usually does the opening for Sword Art Online, but now I guess with her busy schedule, she will not be able to do the song for Sword Art Online opening. But honestly, the new song for the new series this series, it's actually not bad. I like it. It's like the same pacing, kind of same hype. We are excited for it. But definitely for sure, me and Miguel are going to New York Comic Con for this following year, next week. And we are definitely going to go to that screening
Oh
for.
hell yeah, we're definitely going to attend that screening, and it looks that we can bring James with us to watch this screening of SEO with us because
If
it's the
only.
third core of the third season, and I'm hella excited.
Are you caught up, James?
I'm
To
like 10 episodes behind,
Will
but
you be
I'm
catching up
catching up.
before the third core?
Oh hell yeah, that's the
Awesome.
plan. I was watching some today.
So supposedly one of our friends in the Discord said that this is one of the best of course that will be from SAU. I'm like, oh, you're saying because he actually read the whole light novels.
Oh sick.
He is up to the current one light novels, and he said that this third could will be the best because we will be seeing less of Fuego, but we'll be seeing Kirito at his best. I'm like, so what we saw Kirito don't compare. Like, nope. I'm like, wow, can't wait to see more Kirito then to see his badass self and use his dual wielding. I want to see more of that because that wasn't that strong. And the trailer of the third core was awesome. We're gonna meet new characters, more probably of the captains. So I can't wait to see that. And maybe some love stories is gonna be happening between Alice and Kirito, my guess. But this Underworld, we saw goblins. Goblins coming back in this season, so I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, a lot of monsters into this anime series. But another thing with what I'm really excited about this panel is that if you were to go for the or premium ticket, you can meet the voice of Kirito, dub Bryce Papercorn. I'm sorry, Paperbrook for Q&A for fans and after the screening and stuff like that. And I'm for sure want this premium ticket as well because
Oh yeah,
Bryce
we're definitely gonna attend that.
Paperbrook, he voices a lot of crazy good voice actor voices, not just Kirito. He
He
also voiced
also
Melodious.
and Aaron from Attack on Titan, the dub voice
This is
And what's his name from Blue Exorcist?
as well. I don't know his name, but he
Yukio?
also does it.
No, not Yukio.
I
Ray.
can't remember his name. Yeah.
Ray. Yeah, definitely. He does a lot, and he plays a lot of main character shonen heroes. He voiced a lot of them, so definitely for sure, I wouldn't mind going into that panel for Q&A, questions, signing. I'm all for it.
Very exciting.
He would have been my choice to voice Shinra for Fire Force for dub.
If
He
I
would have
really
been very
wish it
good. I
was
agree.
because I'm really not liking the dub voicing for Shinra. It doesn't sound right. It
I
just
don't plan on
so
finding
weird.
out.
Don't do it. Don't do that to yourself. It just sounds off.
Agreed. Is very bad, but other than that, I'm excited to meet him and watch the screening. So very exciting.
Moving on to the next news. Crunchyroll is going to be streaming Blackfox, the anime movie, on October 4th, Comic-Con weekend. Crunchyroll will be streaming a 24-minute previews on Friday. Honestly, it sounds cool. Not bad. It's kind of a weird twist that you're going to give a 24-minute preview screening on Friday, and then by the following week afterwards, you're going to give the entire movie?
It's just to bring more eyes, Sam. It's mostly for marketing. Is that
good marketing.
they bring the people's eyes. It's the same thing they did with Dr. Stone. They did it a week before it comes out. It's more about marketing. That's how they think is the best to bring it, is to have 24-minute preview. Like, okay,
Sure.
hey guys, if you want to see the last 106 minutes of this movie, go next week to Crunchyroll. Sign up. Here's a promo code. You could have a 1 month free, and you can sign up and watch the rest of this movie, Blackfox. Here's the email and all that. So it's all about marketing, really.
I mean, I get it, but what's so weird is does that mean that the movie is just okay, not good enough where it's gonna be on theaters, it's gonna go somewhere else? So the best way you can do it is put it on Crunchyroll right away, stream, give you so much more time previews, and if you want to keep watching it, just wait another week.
I just have to disagree with you there. It's about
Well,
probably
I'm not
Crunchyroll.
saying, I'm not going against it. I'm just like
Probably
questioning.
Crunchyroll license it. Is just they got it first, and for them, what James said all the time is all about marketing. Is how they see is the best way to target the audience, and is what they see is the best is to do this move. Is on them. If it's gonna work, let's see for them if it works for them. If they get more viewership, if they get more audience to go to Crunchyroll and sign up to get membership and stay with them. So it's about that to see how it goes, and that's what they're going to use this opportunity with Blackfox, and plus New York Comic Con coming out. So maybe that's why they did this as the best idea to do it with.
All right. I mean, like, I'm not like saying it's a bad idea. Like, I'm questioning, is it a good idea? It's more like it. I mean, if we do watch it, I wouldn't mind doing a movie review for this with the anime podcast, because it's been a while, and I don't mind doing that one.
The thing is, releasing a film in theaters costs a lot of money.
Correct.
True.
All of the theaters have to get their cut, and then but other people have to get their cut out of it. So just licensing it to Crunchyroll, you get your cut, then you get whatever money on the back end once it's streamed up by a bunch of people. So I mean, streaming services really is the best way for some properties. It really depends on, what it is and who's backing it and how much money you have in marketing and stuff like that. But this might be the best outcome for this movie.
I agree. And then it's just like James said, is that, for example, quick side note, with the movie Irishman coming out on Netflix, they're going to only produce it and have it out in New York and Los Angeles because they want to have it be nominated for the Oscars for that exact reason. So that's why they have to do these type of moves. Plus for marketing, they have it released 3 weeks before in theaters for only people want to wait, and then wait 3 weeks later to drop on Netflix. It's all about the marketing team and how to hit your target audience. Fans about Irishman, and for the actors is the people that are going to actually watch it in theaters because they don't want to wait in 3 weeks. Or if you want to watch it in your own comfort home. The same thing, like if you want to watch those 24 preview minutes in your Comic-Con, and then after that you could wait 1 week to watch it in your own comfort home. So it's all about the marketing team and how they see it to get the most back end for them.
I mean, I get it.
Like you said, Miguel, it's really only going to theaters for 2 weeks just so it can qualify for Oscars. That's really the only reason it's being released in theaters at all. But I mean, that's the game.
Okay, I get it. So it's really try to see opportunities and see if it can go into Oscars or make a little bit good amount of money. Okay, I can see that. Speaking of which, that's a movie that's going to be in movie theaters for sure in US and everywhere else. My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising, a film that's going to cast Yoshio Inoue and Mio Imada. Both voice actors will be playing the parts of the two antagonists of the movie. 9. A villain chased after Tomura Shigaraki. His background and reasons for chasing after Shigaraki are unknown, In order to achieve his ideals and accomplishment, his objectives, he attacks the island of Nobuto. And for Mio Imatia, aka Slice, a villain and close associate of Nine, who she was betrayed by humanity in the past and has learned not to trust anyone, and she agrees with Nine's ideals. Her quirk allows her to use her hair as a bladed weapon.
So Medusa.
Yes, thank you.
Kind
I
Kinda.
saw her hair, I'm like, her hair looks very too steelless. Once I read the synopsis, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Why I saw her hair as very steelless. I'm like, it makes sense. And I'm like, huh. The bad guy, of course, reminds me so much as the bad guy from the first movie, and the design reminds me so much of One for All. I'm like,
I mean, like, it does remind us of this, but then the twist is he's after Shigaraki for some reason, and we
That's
don't know
cool.
why. Yeah, that's like
really cool.
like why
that's pretty interesting. And somehow this movie's gonna probably connect with season 4 as the canon story. Let's see how it goes. But hopefully it connects better because the movies of two heroes didn't connect so well as we thought it would. Or maybe it will, because we haven't seen the two characters in the manga yet, so we won't know. But these characters look interesting. And like James said, Shiraki? Why? Who knows? We won't know yet. And I
maybe
love how
a jealousy kind of thing. Like, how come he's all for one's favorite? Why am I not the League of Villains hero?
maybe
Villain?
that. Maybe like, why are you the successor, not me? He trained me first. Maybe he was an old student of One for All. Maybe it could be that. Maybe that's why he has a very similar design as One for All.
It would make sense because for Deku's situation, anybody else could have inherited the power of One for All, but Deku was the lucky one that chose it. Who would to say, like, there were probably some other people who were jealous of that who would have been the perfect spot. Marino.
I
Yes.
want to see an alternate reality where Todoroki had One for All. That would be a completely super OP character that no one could fuck with.
I can actually say, suck on that, Dad. I don't follow your ideals and your powers. And I became the number one, not like you. But
I mean, that's what he wanted.
I would like to see Deku not having all for one. Not having a one for all powers, but end up becoming either the villain or he becomes one of the vigilantes with just being quirkless.
He's too pure. I know
He's
it
too
would be
pure.
fun. It would be
we
fun.
won't we won't know, and that's more of a discussion in a manga spoiler video, Sonica. That's more diving into what's going on with the current arc right now, and I don't want to dive in because not a lot of people are up cut up like James or Ray right now, or people that someone listening like to be anime watchers for My Hero. So I really don't want to dive into that conversation because that's a possibility of where the series is going with the league rising, but that's enough that we could say.
But definitely for sure, I can't wait for Bakugo. Like, he's finally the cover to this movie, like on the posters and stuff.
And the kids and everything. I love how we're getting each month a little snippet of the movie, and it's closer and closer to its release date in Japan, and then 3 months or 4 months later for its release date in the US. So I'm just excited. We get snippet each month.
And like this,
about the movie.
And this new snip is that Shigaraki is involved into this movie now too.
Sure.
He might actually has a part into this.
And he has to.
He now needs to.
He's getting chased, my man. He has to.
It'll be work. It will be fantastic. I'm hoping it's either after season 4 or in the middle of season 4 or before season 4 when All for One is in jail, I guess. So like what happens to the other villains who've always see All for One as their ideal villain who's in jail now? What's to happen? Does that mean awakens new villains? The one that has to step up for his ability. The people that has to step up as the new villains. The same way where people have to step up to be the new heroes since All Might is already retired.
Exactly.
It's a different perspective. Well, the same perspective, but on different opposite sides.
Maybe that's where we're gonna see the heroes rising. So we'll have to see in a few months.
Who knows? I definitely can't wait to watch this. All right, speaking of anime movies, Toei warns the Philippine viewers not to post image of One Piece Stampede movies. Philippines might get blacklisted from getting animes movies just because two YouTube. One of them was a YouTube content creator, and the other was just a regular piracy. For movies? Basically, one of them, the content creator, showed clips of the One Piece Stampede movie, onto their videos, and the other one just basically snuck in a camera and record and watch the One Piece Stampede movie and put it up on Facebook.
All right, guys, this is a lesson. Viewers, audience, fans, and content creators, don't mess with Japan. Straight and simple. Don't
Especially
mess with Japan.
Toei. Do not mess with Toei.
They don't play games. Japan don't play games. Straight and simple. That's all I'm gonna say. Because for them to do this, they know they go hard on it. They put a lot of work, time, and effort. Content creators and authors are there day and night making mangaka work, and you guys are putting that out in privacy. And for you guys to do it like this and not getting the money back, it hurts their manga industry, the anime industry. You want it to grow, so respect it and go watch it and pay your money. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I agree completely. About them blacklisting the Philippines, I don't think that'll happen. I mean, you can't like ruin it for everyone just because there's a couple assholes
Yeah.
who are gonna pirate stuff. It happens in the US all the time. Movies are pirated every day. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say no to all of the money that you're going to get just because of a few assholes again. You can have tighter restrictions. Maybe if you wanted to teach them a lesson, maybe they don't get any new stuff from Toei for like a year. But to completely blacklist them, I mean, you're asking to lose out on money. It might not be a lot of money compared to everywhere else, but it's still money in your pocket. So I mean, as far as blacklist, maybe not so much, but I mean, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, Toei is a powerful company. They can make money off of like Dragon Ball or One Piece or whatever anime they want to. And I know for One Piece fans, there's fans all over the world. And Philippines is one of the countries that will put in so much money into One Piece. But they're also kind of losing some money as well, especially when it comes to animated film. It's not like with actors and everything where movies gets millions of dollars. With anime movies, they are lucky to get like above $500,000 onto their movies, and when they reach millions, even better. That means more money into the pockets, more fundings for the sequel movies, and it'd be fantastic and great. And people who've watched these movies in pirate, like on like websites or streaming them somewhere else, they're losing money, and because of that, they are stealing money away from them and keeping away of being able to create sequel movies for them, so they can continue these series, continue watching them, and that sucks. If I were to say to the best reason I could say to help people to stop watching in piracy, the more you watch stuff in anime of piracy or TV shows and stuff, the less likely they will not have sequels. They will not have another season.
Exactly.
They won't have another movies because you've watched them illegally. They're not making money off of this because someone else have it up on their own servers and you're watching it from them. And since you're following them, you're watching from their side, you don't help fund the money. You don't give them their $10 to $20 for how much money you ever put into the movie tickets, whatnot. They're not making enough money. They will not have money for their sequel movies to just have enough to just survive. That's practically it. They don't even just, if they have enough money, they don't even want to put it in their own pockets. They want to put it onto the next following sequel. That way
sequels and employees that have benefits, thousands and thousands of people with benefits, like that's stuff that companies have to shell out all the time. People think that just because companies have net worths of billions of dollars, that means that they pocket all of it. You know what I mean? Like they do make profits, but you still have to pay teams of people. You still have to pay for rights. You have to animate this stuff, come up with the stories, all of this stuff. People need to be paid. All of this stuff costs money.
And like not just that, and we just talked about this. If they make that enough money, they will make a 4D movie for this. Even better in theaters. You have the chance to watch this in theaters in 4Ds. You have the full-on live experience of this. Who doesn't want that? We would all love that.
It just depends how the antagonists, and like James said, it depends that they're not going to blacklist it. I definitely agree with James on that. They're not going to blacklist them. Let's just see what's the consequences on for the Philippines and where they go from here. Hopefully, like a year. Hey, guys, you're not going to get anime movies for a year. That's your punishment or stuff like that. So let's see what happens. Who knows?
Yeah, definitely would like to see what's going to happen, what Toei will actually do. All right, guys, we're going to head out to our outros. James, please give us your plugs.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on this podcast, of course, every single week. Follow me all over social media at C4Spoilers. Make sure to head over to carefulforspoilers.com right now so that you guys can get links to all of our different podcasts on the Careful for Spoilers podcast network. Right now, we are doing a Road to Halloween series. We did It Chapter 2. We did It Follows. We're going to be doing Oculus coming up and a lot of cool movies going into Halloween itself. So stay tuned for that. And we have some other sci-fi series coming up going into Star Wars Episode 9. So we have a lot of cool stuff coming on the Careful for Spoilers podcast network. So follow us over on all our social medias to stay up to date.
And guys, don't forget to support Careful for Spoilers on Patreon, because that's where you get to listen to the best of and worst of, just like you can also support us on Patreon at Anime Lately. And don't forget to follow me on social media at LegendyVash on Twitter and IG. And don't forget to follow us on twitch.tv/Anime Lately, and also Ray Apollo everywhere on Ray Apollo with 2 L's on Twitch. And if you see him on TwitchCon, say hi to him. Don't worry, he's not that scary and he's not that funny. All right?
Guys, you can follow me at Sam the Manga Man on IG, on Twitter. If you want to know what I've been reading, you will find out through Twitter, because I update that with new mangas every single day, almost every single hour, and it's true. And guys, we want to know your thoughts about this podcast. If we are doing a good job, let us know. Give us a 5 stars if we're doing a fantastic job on iTunes, so that maybe one day we got some ads. We need fundings for this podcast, guys. This is not free. We actually have to pay for this stuff. We would love your feedbacks. We would love to have some ads and sponsors. And how we get that is from 5 stars ratings and some reviews from you guys. Then if you give us reviews and a rating, we will give you a shout out onto this podcast, and we will answer any questions you have. And we will answer on the next podcast. Also, make sure you follow and support us on Facebook, Twitch, Patreon, and Anime Lately, and follow our other social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram at Anime Lately _ Anime Lately also has a YouTube channel where you can either watch this on the YouTube channel or listen to our podcast. Where for the YouTube channel, we usually do reviews, live reactions, anything of anime and manga related stuff. Check us out. If you like what we see, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment. Let us know what your thoughts about the episode of the anime or manga that we reacted to or reviewed to. And also, press that bell notification so you know that you have a new video up and you can watch it from our channels. Thank you guys for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace.